All these celebrities and influencers that we see on the social media are very well known and respected because despite being a vegan, they have done a great job at maintaining a good physique, which is not quite easy as a vegan. But there is a huge problem that we are daily ignoring. You see, as a vegan, you don't eat meat, fish, or any other animal-based products. But in order to build a good physique, you need protein, high protein. But when you are trying to build a good body, you can't completely rely on plant-based resources. You have to eat up some animal-based products too. So instead of eating meat or fish, you try with eggs, hair proteins, and other dairy products such as yogurt. And you are having to eat up them a lot because they are still not as high in protein as chickens are. For example, 100 grams of chicken breasts contains around 33 grams of protein, whereas 100 grams of yogurts contains only half of the protein. But as a vegan, when you are eating up absurd amount of dairy products or any other thing, you are contradicting the veganism itself. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you that I'm not a vegan or against them. I will not be sugarcoating anyone. I am just unbiased. The reason I'm making this video is because I think everybody should know about their food. So first of all, let's learn about veganism. What is veganism? Is it all about eating grass, which makes no sense, or there is more to it? By definition, veganism is a lifestyle, a dietary choice which seeks to avoid animal exploitation as much as practically possible, which means diet-wise no meat, no fish, egg, or even honey, and in daily lifestyle, no wool, no leather, or anything that exploits animal. And there is another term called vegetarianism. Many of us think that veganism and vegetarianism is the same thing, but it's not quite the same. In simple words, vegetarianism is the lighter version of veganism. Veganism is actually hardcore. Where in veganism you can't eat meat, fish, or honey, vegetarianism frees up your hand a little. It allows you to eat honey, eggs, and fish. Vegetarianism is like a dietary choice, where veganism is like a way of life, a philosophy. You see, most of the world is not vegan, and those who are not vegan have two major complaints against the vegans. First of all, veganism makes no sense. It does not bring any change to the world. Secondly, eating meat is natural. We have been doing it and it's in our nature. Let me share you a little data with you so you understand if veganism actually brings any change or it does not. Last year, the meat consumption of the entire world was 360 million tons, which is 35 kilos per person a year. Globally, around 70 billion animals are killed for food. Each vegan saves around 70 to 150 animals each year, which is roughly 200 million animals saved by the 1% vegans. Indeed, the number is way too small compared to what we kill, but you have to admit that the change is real. Like a wise man once said, just because it will be a storm does not mean I will not have an umbrella. Surely they are still unable to save most of the world's animals, but they are able to save one's world. And it's absolutely fine because to a person or an animal, the entire world is irrelevant. As long as you are saving his world, it's as if you saved the world. Secondly, we argue that eating meat is natural. We have been doing it for centuries. You're absolutely right. We have been hunting for years and we still do that and it still makes sense. But the thing is, we are humans. We understand, we can think, we can live, we love, we feel pain, and most importantly, we can differentiate between the good and bad. Whereas the animals in the wild, they have none of this. But one thing is for sure, they too feel pain. They know how it feels to get cut, they know how it feels to bleed. You know what? The most uncomfortable man in the world is still more comfortable than the most comfortable wild animal. And it is absolutely true. We don't have the slightest idea how brutal the nature is. It's such a blessing to be born as a human. Surely the nature does not care for any of us. Even if we all went vegan, the animals would still die the worst way possible. But that's not the point. We live in an imperfect world where suffering is permanent and death is inevitable. We can't have a perfect, harmless utopia. The point is, to do the best we can to reduce the suffering as much as we can. Not to achieve perfection, but to be perfectly imperfect. And when I see these so-called vegans, vegetarians, I get annoyed because they really don't understand that they are not any better than the meat consumer. Do you know that every year around 7 billion chicks are killed alive, basically grounded alive by the egg industry? Why? Because male chicks can't lay eggs and they are not suitable for meat production. So they are thrown at a high-speed grinder, or sometimes they are suffocated to death. And something horrible happens in the dairy industry as well. In the dairy industry, cows are repeatedly raped to keep them pregnant so they can produce milk. And this process keeps happening over the years until they become very old and unable to produce milk anymore. And what happens to them next? We send them to the slaughterhouse. From the very birth to the very end of their life, we exploit them and they suffer. This is not even half of the humanity's action towards the nature. Things get even worse. So next time you see someone yap about how they care for the nature, the animals, and that's why they are vegans or vegetarian, but they want to build a great physique, so they are in a high protein diet. You see, I'm not against you for looking good, trying to be jacked up. I'm not even against you for saving the world. I'm not against anyone. I just think that you should be aware of your choices and their consequences. Share this video with your family and friends who you think might need to know about this. And yes, if I have made any mistakes, you have any suggestions, please do let me know in the comments. I'm still learning and growing. And yes, do like and subscribe as a new content creator. It is very helpful.